Talking about Joe DiMaggio or any athlete, right? They hit their peak at around 32, maybe if they're lucky 35, right? That's it. If you're a professional basketball player, 31, 32, and you're in a profession where you can actually get better every time. Like you are 66, you've been doing this since you were 22 professionally, 23. And do you feel that way? Do you feel like with every character you take on, every role you take on, you have the opportunity to get better and that you actually do get better as an actor?
I will say, the only measurement I have for is by the stuff that I don't pay any attention to anymore. Meaning that when you're starting out, you think you have all these responsibilities outside of showing up, knowing the text, and having an idea. You think you've got to oversee props. You think you've got to, keep a certain sort of timbre going on. You think there's a different way in order to concentrate, in order to get there. You have all these kind of external things. You think you have to fight against distraction. Hey, quiet down. You got to do you got to say, please don't talk to me. You have all these things in order that I used to have in order to protect what I thought was my mojo. This is the way I work and this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff is just slipped by the wayside. It's just, there's the burden of thinking that there's all the stuff you have to keep track of actually gets in the way of what I think the real task at hand was to make sure, is to provide the pure motivation for the character that is obvious, but is something that's only locked inside your own brain. There's an example now, is a lot of times, like the camera crew, there's a focus puller and there's an operator, and there might be somebody else there, the guy with the boom if you're on the sound stage. And recently everybody started dressing in black, so they could kind of blend in. But there's still that kind of thing. They'll say, "Hey Tom, am I in your eye line here?" And I said, "Guy, I don't even see you guys anymore. I'm sorry, you're fine. Don't worry about it, because I don't see you anymore." Now they're there, they're in my eyesight, but there is another, I just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So that at the age of, thank you, 66, there's just a ton of stuff I don't worry about anymore that doesn't interest. I must say that what has become even more important, however, and this is getting harder, is knowing the text so cleanly that you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Most scenes in movies aren't going to last much longer than 4 pages, right? 4 pages of give and take dialogue. But if you're in one of those scenes, like in a Nora Ephron movie,
It's a lot of dialogue.
or I will tell you, in playing Sully with Clint Eastwood, we had some scenes that went on for 17 pages, 11 pages.
Yeah. Or being on stage in the theater. I've seen clips of it.
Well, the theater is an interesting thing because you get to start at the beginning of the story every night. And so there's a lot of muscle memory that goes into riding that wave. But if you're doing a movie, you've got a day, maybe 2, in order to nail that bad boy. And like in Bridge of Spies, if part of it is, getting up in front of the Supreme Court and arguing a case, that's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
But it can't just be dialogue. It has to be connected ideas in your head, the same way like your favorite Bruce Springsteen song that you've been singing since 1986. You have to know it so well that you can pick it up right in the middle of it. And that is requiring more time. That is requiring more. I mean, I have to type out these things on cards, and I got to carry it around with me for a long time. I got to mumble and I got to think, and you have to do it so that as the day that you're shooting it comes closer, you actually have revved up your charges so that when you can come in.
Yeah.
The first thing you do in the morning is you get together with everybody else in the scene. You say, "Guys, let's run this. Let's run this. Let's run it 15 times. How much time do we have?" "Oh, that's okay. We'll be in my trailer running this." I do it all the time because the mental facilities here, the wherewithal, the marathon aspect of it is. I don't know how much time I'm actually going to have to give it 100% of the energy.
Yeah.
Now is Is that a technical thing that I've learned to do? Well, maybe it is, but it actually ends up feeding into that which will make me stronger as an actor that
Yeah.
I was not able to do in movies when I was in my 30s or 40s.